Good morning, good morning. Hello, hello. Hi, Keri.
Good morning, and Nito.
Oh, hi, sweetheart.
Me
Nito.
and Nito.
Good morning. Good morning, good morning. I know you hear me. I see those ears perking up. Like, where'd that sound come from? There ain't nobody else in my house. Oh my gosh. Hello, everybody. I'm just
Let me grab my phone. That's one thing I know how.
Grab your phone. I'm trying to find it here on Enlightened World. There we are. Nope, that's
what are the odds I found it right fast? That's awesome.
Okay, we are.
That never
here.
happens.
So help us share this out. I'm getting ready to do that right now. We got 4 people on. I don't know who. So say good morning to us and we'll know.
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, there I am.
Jeanette.
Let's see. We got 6 people on. We got Jeanette and Wendy. Let's see. Who else has said hello? Good morning, ladies. Wendy, that's Magneto. We call him Nito for short.
Yeah, Nito. He's a Nito dog.
He's my best friend, I'm telling you. Me and that kid right there, we got a bond like 2 beings don't have.
He is so adorable. And he's people friendly.
Very much. In fact, he prefers people over other animals.
Right.
He's like that little kid that wants to be with the adults and hear all the good gossip, you know.
He's not going to get left out for sure.
Oh, he's not going to get left out. That is for certain. You're looking good, Teri. I'm glad to see that you're feeling better. Gave us quite a scare there.
Yeah, it gave me a scare. I'm like, this don't feel so good. And I don't do doctors, so that was huge for me to go not just to go to a doctor, but go to the hospital, which is what my doctor said.
Yeah.
She goes, don't even come to the office. We can't do anything for you. Go to the hospital. I'm like, okay, I must be really sick.
Yeah. And under all the circumstances and your prior health, just over the years, I don't know if everyone knows. I think everyone does know by now that you're 45 years a kidney transplant recipient. And you just actually were celebrating your anniversary and got ill.
Yes.
So that is a blessing.
You know, I'm very high risk because it's only been a year since I had the cancer last year and went through all of that. So yeah. So when she told me to go to the hospital, I'm like, okay. Will they keep me? But I'm so glad I did because I got answers and I got relief that it wasn't.
Amen. Amen to that. I know we were all praying. There was a lot of prayers, here in the States and globally, worldwide, celestially, universally, globally. Yeah. We had you covered, sis. We had you covered. So.
Yeah, 360 degrees.
That's right. And I want to report too that my neighbor, Brittany Bowman, is coming home. She gets to come home from the hospital. It has been a very, very, very long journey, and they're going to have to be super careful because of her immune system, and we've really spiked here in Tennessee. But I want to thank you all for uplifting that beautiful young lady in prayer. And I'm telling you, it saved her. There's no doubt. Belief and laughter and love and keeping that attitude and spirit positive in the face of absolute death is what saved her life, and there's not a doubt in my mind about that. Of course, doctors, and I don't mean to negate anyone and their skills, but any doctor worth his weight in certificates and documents will tell you at the end of the day, it's faith and belief that you're going to be healed.
And yes, and as Pachetta says, God is great. God is absolutely great. Oh my gosh, we got so many people. Hope is here. Becky's here. Linda Lemieux's out of bed this morning.
Good morning. Wow. Thank you all for joining us. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, see that. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon from Hope. Hello, Pachetta and Linda. Good morning. Sharon Bowl, good morning. Always. Catherine. Sharon is here. Mary Ann, excuse me.
Catherine Kovacs. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Hi, everybody. Awesome. It's so good to see you all. Thank you for the hearts. And Tony just showed up, so I know Sally's not far behind.
Hi, Tony. Good morning. I wanted to ask everyone, what's kind of going on with you during these times? Are you seeing things? Are you hearing things? What's downloading into you? What are you uploading? What's going on with everyone? I just ran down to the store to get some coffee creamer because I was out. I can't have my conversation without my coffee. And, of course, we have to wear a mask in public places or private, if you go inside. That's mandatory in the city now or in the county. One of the two. I just wear it because it's just a thing to do for me. So today is the first day it bothered me. The mask has not bothered me at all. And I wasn't even in the store long.
Right.
So I noticed that my mind took that one little thing. I only had the mask on maybe 6-7 minutes total. Run in, get what I needed, go through the line. You would have thought that I was underwater in the hottest place in the world. I couldn't breathe. I was annoyed. I was angst. My shoulders were up. I was angry in 5 minutes, 6 minutes over this mask being on my face. And I just thought, wow, that's how quickly the mind will just be like, oh, here's some crap. Let's spread it all over your mind.
It's so true, but I noticed that too, Keri, when I was at the hospital because I had to wear my mask. I mean, they stop you at the front door of the hospital now. It's like, where are you going? Why are you here? And I'd had a new mask that my doctor's office had actually sent me in the mail. I was like, oh, that's nice. Cool. So I had worn it, but it is shaped and it covers up over the nose. I found myself just constantly wanting just to pull that off of my nose. And when I was in the room all by myself, I was pulling the mask down, and then, people were in and out of the door. So it was like up, down.
Right.
But yeah, I was the same way. I'm like, get this off of my face. But I do, I wear it. Well, I can't go out anywhere now because I'm in quarantine, but I do wear my mask out in public. At the grocery store or wherever I have to go as I'm out and about. But I'm like you, I'm like, oh my gosh, is this going to be forever? That's kind of the thought process right now. It's like, is this our new norm? It can't be. So
well, I mean, we do preach a lot and practice a lot of change. That's big in the way that we live our lives and what we talk about a lot on a daily basis. So this is a change that's, feels very forced upon us. It's for the greater good, whether it's a hoax or whether it's real or whatever people think. I don't want to get into that debate by any means, right. But, we have to embrace what we have to embrace and make the most of it and be positive for it. So that was something that got laid on my heart when I got in the car because I ripped that mask off, freaking wrecking. And I get back up in my rear view mirrors where I just keep it, when I'm not washing it or whatever. But God just said, I had a nail in my hand. You can wear a mask. It's okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
right.
Okay. I mean, that's just as plain as day. I had a nail in my hand.
Yeah.
You can wear a mask.
Linda Lemieux says, imagine teachers and kids wearing it all day.
I just had that discussion with someone this morning. Teachers are already dealing with discipline and IEP plans and oppositional defiance disorder and this and this and this. Education isn't education like you and I think of education. Right. Teachers deal with an awful lot, and now you're going to add this on top of it. How are you supposed to tell a child that maybe doesn't have the cognitive ability to understand you have to wear a mask, honey? Mm-hmm. It's just, or kids that do understand it, just 5 minutes in a store.
Right.
What about, are they going to get recess? Are they going to be able to play with playground equipment and touch things? And they need that physical time. The body has to have, the mind has to have the body to carry it around. So
I know. And then hand sanitizer, after you touch something. So it's a whole different life for kids right now. And, we really have to use a lot of compassion for them. And
A lot.
Becky said, I feel bad for the people who have breathing problems. Those are twice as bad for them. And yeah, that's what I was finding too. It's like I couldn't breathe and I kept having to pull it off of my nose. So I can't imagine. I don't have breathing problems. So I can't imagine somebody that does and how constraining that is and really doing a number on everybody right now.
Yeah, and tempers are short and people's minds are I just noticed the other day I was watching the Ringo 80th birthday celebration. And I've been working on the computer and editing some photos and doing some things. And I hadn't really been listening to a lot of music, which is unusual for me.
That is unusual.
So it was on and it lifted my spirits. So I just stopped what I was doing, got up, was dancing around. My neighbor ran over and brought me something. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Being happy." So
Right.
just having a good time. And I mean, I felt amazing. It uplifted my spirits so much. And then the dog needed to go for a walk. So I took him for a walk. The minute I stepped outside, there's that angst and that just, I mean, heavy. And I just thought, what is in the air? Jeez.
Right.
That fast, it switched.
That fast.
That tells you collectively that we got to get on the harmonious side. We need to be a choir, not individual singers.
We really do. And we're in that harmonic convergence right now. So all the planets are lined up and there's a lot of different energy that we're feeling. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And there's a lot going on here. We got lots and lots of people that jumped in. Good morning to everybody. Charles Coons just said hello.
Good morning, Charles.
And we have
Julie. Hi, Julie.
Michelle,
Becky,
Donna Sandoval.
Oh, good morning. Jean, good morning.
Gloria's here. Oh my gosh. Hi, people. Rick Morrow came in. Pachetta. Oh my God, it's so good to see you all. And Becky says she's having crazy dreams lately. Oh yeah, girl, you got that right. It's like, oh, just waking up from some of these crazy dreams. Like, what just happened?
Yeah, I'm not necessarily having dreams. They're more like visions. Like you just get them, and more than I'm awake when I'm awake than when I'm asleep. But I used to dream very, very vividly and very in color, but for some reason I have not dreamed. I think I've had a dream that I, recognize and remember probably a year.
Yeah, I dream all the time, like every night.
Yeah.
It's weird if I don't dream.
Yeah.
But there are some mornings when I wake up and it's like, that dream is just still there and it still stays with me through the day. So interesting. Who else? Carol Allen showed up. Stacy Small Lord. Good morning to all of you. We've almost got all the gang here.
Gang's all here.
Yeah, and Stacy's having the wild dreams also.
Like I said, mine's more been like just little scenarios. Even if I don't have my eyes closed, I'll just see something in my mind's eye.
I have the lucid dreams is what they call it, where it's like you live it. You're not just like watching a movie, you're actually in the dream, living it. And so it stays with you. It just stays there when you wake up. And I'm like, did that just happen? And I really believe there's a lot to that, Keri, that when we have those type of dreams that we've actually been like in another dimension, living out something else, and then all of a sudden we're pulled back into the 3D body because an alarm clock wakes us up or something.
I mean, I was probably a teenager, and my mom always had these books, and we would kind of sneak and read her books. What is that about? And it was just Dr. Wayne Dyer. She had several of his books growing up in the house. And I remember distinctly picking it up one day and reading just a little passage in it. And it was about dreaming and how his brother had fallen asleep, or I think he was adopted. So whoever was in this home with him was asleep. And he goes over and has a conversation with the person that's asleep in their dream. And he's telling about how that is like another realm, another dimension. And he goes, you can't influence, he said, you can't influence that person while they're dreaming. And so that almost made me think, okay, so what is outside influencing influencing my dream.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's been a lot of research that's been done. I can't remember the doctor's name that did so much research on people that were dreaming. And I really believe that we live in a world of infinite possibilities. So what we are seeing like right now in our awake state, there may be something else playing out in the unconscious state where we're in another dimension. And I know this all sounds very out there, but I really believe that there's all this stuff going on that we're just not seeing with our physical eyes until we go into that state and figure out, okay, what am I doing in another dimension? Am I me? Am I somebody else?
I'm a rainbow, something. Wow. A lightning bolt.
Yeah, it's a crazy world out here. Oh, we have Call Me Lou 222 on Periscope. Good morning.
Woo-hoo. Good morning. We love our twos. 222. That's like our favorite.
Numbers.
22 and twos are our thing, We love them.
222. Yeah, that's one of my favorites, along with 111, which is my absolute favorite.
Wow, Becky, that's crazy. She said she bought a new car and in spirit dream state told her to get new tires. She blew it off. The next day, I had a big bolt in my tire, not a screw, but a big bolt. Wow. So yes, I bought new tires. Thank you, Spirit. I'm telling you that is the one thing we haven't taught our young people. We have a whole generation of young people who don't know how to listen to their gut. They don't know what their intuition is, and they don't listen to it. That's for sure. I used to have a young lady when I taught that was a guest speaker, and we did a whole thing about making choices and decisions because I taught PE and wellness is what I taught. So in the classroom, we did a lot of study. And this young lady came and she was paralyzed from the waist down. And she was a forestry firefighter. So her job was when the big fires hit in California and places like that, she would be like one of the helicopter pilots to dump the water, and they would take turns doing this. She said it was extremely hot. She was extremely tired. And there was this really nice river where they were getting the water out to go dump on the wildfires. And she said, I just wanted to go for a swim. I just wanted to get wet. I just wanted to get, if it was just my feet. She said, but the whole walk down there, my gut said, turn around. Don't go. Don't go. Don't get in the water. Don't go. She said, I didn't listen. She said, I went, slipped, hit my head on a rock, knocked myself out. And if a fisherman hadn't been there, I would have drowned.
You would have drowned.
She said, because I didn't listen to that still small voice. Mm-hmm. This is what happened. Yeah. And it was a very powerful thing. And I mean, some kids were like, and then others were like, how kids are. But absolutely, we have this whole group of young people that don't know how to talk to themselves. They don't know anything other than what they're fed.
Right. And then we have others that came in to help out during this time. So they're trying to give us the messages. And it's weird, the whole dichotomy. It's like those that are just zombies and those that are like, hey, listen up, people.
I've just always been afraid. I've just always been afraid of those gifts and those things. And you and I have talked about it before. And I mean, I came to this 2 years ago when it really came to the forefront. And then I backed way off. I just like, whoa, this ain't good. This is not of God. I can't do this. I don't want to be part of this. And then he was like, psh, it's for me.
Yeah, exactly. Those are called spiritual gifts. That's what they are.
Absolutely.
And, but you're so many people like you, Keri, that just shut them down because it's like, ooh, I don't know what this is. I don't want this. And I always knew that it was like either the angels or somebody from spirit that was talking to me. But yet I started having those dreams that predicted things or showed me things that were going to happen. And I'm like, I don't want to know that. I can't do anything about it. Why do I want to know that? So I shut down a lot of those type of dreams. I have started having them more in the last probably 5 years now. Mm-hmm. I've been having more of the dreams that showed me things that are to come. And I'm like, I still don't want to know because I still can't do anything about it except pray. And I guess that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
There can be a different outcome than that outcome because we have free will. So I think that might be, I think that is the reason why we're shown things ahead of time, is we can have a different outcome. We can make a different choice, make a different decision.
Absolutely. And what a blessing that he gives us those opportunities and those chances.
Yes.
You know, that's the thing we forget.
Yeah. Becky says to be prepared. Yeah. Well, yeah, that too. But I'm talking about the dreams where I see like plane crashes, or you know, I hear about somebody that's in trouble. So things like that. I'm like, well,
it does happen. Excuse me. Nose is itching. Must mean I'm getting company. Woohoo. Back when Kobe Bryant passed, no, I'm not a basketball fan. I mean, I know who the gentleman is, obviously, and I do certainly hate under the circumstances which he did pass. I was coming out when I was still working. I was coming out of the women's restroom about a week before that helicopter crash, and Kobe Bryant hit my mind, and I almost put on Facebook. I just walked out of the women's restroom, and I don't know why, but Kobe Bryant just hit my mind. But I thought, that's just stupid. Why is he even on my brain? And then a week later, I'm not saying that I predicted that. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying I don't know why that came to me specifically.
Right.
I didn't know what to do with it. You know, I told somebody, I said, I just had the weirdest thought coming out of the bathroom.
Right.
So I think that there are things that we all do know, and we all have that skill set. It's just how you use it and your intention with it and your development of it. And I wish as a child I would have adhered to this, because I saw and heard and was very vivid in my imagination as a child. Yeah. So I wished I would have. I was given these gifts, and this door was open for me at a very young age, and I closed it and have closed it my whole life until recently. So
a lot of people close it down because they don't want to be ridiculed, or their parents or peers are saying, you're crazy, right? Things like
crazy,
that.
Evil, cursed, demonic, black magic. It's not black magic, it's miracles. The Bible clearly says that we can perform miracles as great, if not greater than he.
That's right.
And it says you just simply have to have that faith and believe. It's fact. And so, I mean, I've never shied away from being wide open on everything else. Why not this?
I loved, Sally made a comment. She says, I'm actually putting together a class to assist kids in growing with intuition. We need to teach our children at least the basics on a daily basis.
Amen, because
so agree.
They're being raised by parents who don't know what it is. So we're in this whole big slew of folks who've never listened to their gut. And it's a scary thing, because that's your God source. That's the Holy Spirit saying, hey, don't go there.
Absolutely. And I love Karen Palmer. She goes into the schools and teaches kids meditation and teaches them, how to go inside and how to do the breathing, the deep breathing, because
you have to
know until we're aware that we need to do that. It gives us our connection with our spirit self. So we need all of that for our children. We need to model to them, what it's really like to live and not to be in an angry world. Karen calls it living on a playground or living in a prison. It's like one or the other. Which one do you choose?
She's exactly right. And they don't know how to feel their feelings. See, we spend a whole lifetime of take this pill, dull this feeling, dull this moment, dull this emotion. We have to feel these things. Obviously, if you need to take medication, take medication. But especially with our young people, ADHD and ADD, they want to shove that pill down them. And that pill is one of the biggest precursors to opiate addiction. Ritalin, any of that stuff, man. I'm telling you, it's no good. No good.
And, and we're still doing the labeling, let's label them something so we can give them a pill. So, I totally agree with you, Keri. Okay, we've got more people. Lillian from Norway.
Hey, what's up? We got a lot of good friends in Norway. I'm a Beatles people. Lots of Beatles people in Norway.
Lots of Beatles people. And Stacy says, I'm always telling people to follow their gut. Oh, yeah. And she
Amen.
also said that I was told I'm crazy, and now I have a relative that tells me I'm going to hell.
I love my mother very, very, very much. My mom's very intuitive. My mom is a psychic in her own way. She knows things, can see things. She always has. But she's very scared of that too. And so anytime I've kind of shown these kind of things, my family doesn't agree in their own way. That's not a put down. I love my family very much. We're very, 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 very close. But I've always just kind of been just on the outskirts of the inner city limits. Not an outcast. I don't mean that. I'm not the black sheep. I'm just the lovable rogue, the heathen of the family, I guess.
Right.
I believe in God and I believe in Jesus, but in my own way. I don't do it systematically, and I don't do it scheduled, and I don't do it organized. My church is those mountains. My church is sitting out with that dog. My church is fellowshipping with people and feeding them. That's, to me, is God.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
I agree. Stacy says, Keri, my grandson told me to jam some Beatles in the car yesterday, and I thought of you. He's 8 years old.
I love him already. He's a smart child. I've lost the comments here for some reason.
Stacy and I were just talking yesterday about paying you a visit.
Come on, let's go. I got room. I love it. I've got a cast, a crew of characters in my life. I'm very, very fortunate to be around some very talented people. Yeah. So if I wished I had their talents.
Yeah, we've got so many comments this morning, and I haven't read.
Yeah, I don't want to be. I hate to be rude. I lost them somehow.
Yeah, but we've gotten to so many topics, and then we move on to another topic. What did I see? Becky Lefebvre says, I had a dream of tidal waves, then the flooding happened, then the fire. She saw it all in her dreams.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
It's just a good warning. I do think that, think about like the little movie. I don't know if you all are young enough to remember or old enough to remember it. Some of our audience, God with George Burns.
Oh, I love that movie.
How he had to convince the guy, and the guy had to go tell people, and everybody thought he was nuts.
Right.
Yeah. Why can't that be real? Why does that have to be anything any different than anybody else?
That's right.
Yeah.
I agree. Carol Allen says, I had an awesome dream before my granddaughter was born. My mother and grandmother came to me riding in a golf cart and told me my daughter was having a girl. I didn't tell my daughter about the dream until after Grace was born.
Wow.
I love those type of dreams when you know before you know, right?
Yeah. Or do you just know something and not know how you know it? You just know it. It's just fact.
Mm-hmm.
I have more of that kind of I guess you want to call it success. Like I'll just be like, oh no, that's true. That's gonna happen.
And then you say, I knew it after it happened.
Yeah.
I knew that.
And I love it for other people too. I love being like, oh, that's gonna happen for you. Yeah. And then woohoo.
Charles says most of my family think I'm crazy. Yeah, it was hard for my family too. People just thought I was crazy because I was talking to the angels all the time. And then, later on in life, they're like, oh, will you do a reading for me? I'm like, what? You thought I was crazy.
Right? Well, just think it's such a sticky wicket because I was born and raised Southern Baptist. So it's very God boxed.
Same here.
And I was that kid. We've had pastors and preachers in my family my whole life, and my uncle pastored a big church. It was probably 11 or 12, right around the age of accountability. And I said, where does God come from? And he was like, you blasphemer, you don't question. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Didn't you just tell me to seek and you shall find? I'm asking, where did God come from? How does he exist? He just is? Like, and he wouldn't take the time to tell me. I'm like, you get paid for this, buddy.
I know. Yeah, that was my blasphemy as well. I had questions. I had so many questions, and
still do.
It was just blown off. It's like, just do it.
Yeah.
And like how the parents blow off the kids that keep asking why. It's like, just because I said so. I'm like, yeah, and that's pretty much what my church experience was. Just because I said so.
Right.
Okay.
I just never understood God's business plan in the Southern Baptist kind of religion. I'm not putting anybody down if that's your religion and you love it. And I mean, absolutely, if it brings you comfort and joy. Just for me personally, I just thought this is a flawed business plan. Love me or else.
Yeah.
I've made you, but I know you're going to screw up and you're going to fail. And like, it just never made sense to me whatsoever. To me, I thought, well, I want more love than this. What is this about? You know, I never understood that.
Yeah. Yeah. But I get now that I'm out of that institution, I get the whole spirituality, and we are all equal. We're all part of God. And you know,
That divine spark is in each one of us.
Yeah, you wish everybody would get that memo. You know, that's the energy that I always put out. It's like, just let people open their eyes. Would be
Absolutely.
nice. Wouldn't it? Okay, so what else we got going on in the crowd? Lots of beautiful people. Prachetta says, I always dream of my parents and my fur babies on a daily basis. People who have passed away are the ones who always come in my dreams. Yeah, I get that too, Prachetta. And it's beautiful to see those energies that come in. And what happens is we're in our most relaxed state. So there's no resistance. You know, a lot of times if a thought comes in, we're like, ooh, what's that? You know, like, where's that coming from? Because we put up a wall, we put up that resistance to it. But if we're in a relaxed state, that's when our spirit guides, our angels, our ancestors, our loved ones, they can all come in and teach us. They can give us information. They can help guide our lives in that relaxed state. So when I have a visit from one of my relatives that are in spirit, I always pay attention to that. I'm like, why did you come see me? What did you need to tell me or want to tell me? You know, and a lot of times it's just a message of love, because they're always there. They're still right here. They didn't go far away, as many people think they do. They're right here with us.
I have a little chakra wind chime. It's right here. I don't know if you can see it or not.
You see it? Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it was just, as you were speaking, it would, every once in a while, it would just ding, ding, like, correct.
Confirmation. I used to go to a channeling group, and we'd be sitting there, and you know, a message would come out, and all of a sudden it's like a noise would happen, like the coffee pot would make a noise, or somebody's phone would ding that they forgot to turn off. And it's like, confirmation. I love those. And don't we love confirmation, Keri? Don't we love
Absolutely.
our sign?
Absolutely. I mean, for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, numbers were flying at me, like at a rate that were, and I didn't believe it. So that's why I had shared it with you all. And I made sure to let Teri Ann know, you know, as much as I could. And I was like, I'm sorry, I know I'm driving you nuts, but oh my God, this just happened again. Oh my God, this just happened again. So they were just flying and flying and flying and flying and flying and flying and flying. And at first I thought it was for me. And then you and I talked, and I thought, well, it's specifically for that person. And then that's when I saw the thing with Gabby. That was the first one I actually felt comfortable saying, hey, who's that guy?
Right.
I mean, I saw him as plain as I'm seeing you, just standing there. So that was the first time I felt like I could acknowledge it and say with confidence, I saw something.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Miss our Gabby this morning.
I know. Where is Miss Gabs?
I don't know. She posted some beautiful pictures yesterday from Australia.
That was beautiful. She
was going to try to catch some pictures of sharks out in the water. And I'm like, oh, yay. And, you know, Keri, I was in the Keys last week, and it was so cool to see the sharks, just to see them out in their natural habitat. We were second floor of the building we were staying in, and you had a really great view of the water at night. They had the fish lights on, the green lights that were showing up in the water. And those sharks were amazing. They just swam around. They were having a good time. It's like they were putting on a show for us. Like we were sitting at this, aquarium or something. That's what it looked like, a big aquarium.
Oh, wow.
And there were these huge sharks that were just swimming around and just playing. And I'm like, thank you. Put on a show for us. I didn't see any dolphins, and that was what I was hoping for. I wanted to see dolphins while I was down there.
Yeah.
And Ruth has wanted to see a manatee. She's been here twice this year, Florida, and still hasn't seen a manatee. So we've got a
take her
manatee.
to Crystal River in Homosassa Springs. You can swim with the manatees at Homosassa. You can get in the water with them.
Well, we went to Manatee Park, and there were no manatees that day. It's like, where'd they all go? They were hiding from her.
They didn't want to wear the mask. They were like, we're not going to the park today.
They just want to keep her coming back. I think that's the whole thing.
That's one thing too. Like, we're no different than the animals as far as being able to sense things and pick things up. I mean, I know when storms or things are coming by the way he acts. Yeah. He lets me know, long before it's in the area. Yeah. He starts acting differently. I know your cats probably did too, and any animals you've had, they know when something's coming.
They know. Yeah, it's like, I don't know if you remember Hurricane Andrew. That was back in, 2004, I think. And I had a Rottweiler at that time, and he knew he was going crazy. He knew that something bad was about to happen. Mm-hmm. And it was like he kept trying to warn us. And then finally we got the message. It's like, oh, that thing's coming right at us.
Gotta go.
Animals know. They really do. What else we got? Carol Allen says, Keri, I have that same wind chime.
Isn't it wonderful? I love it. And I'm so funny when I do have music playing. This is the little things that bring me joy. Like, I'm a very rhythmic person, so something will be going. I'll come through and I'll just walk through and go. Because it's usually like right in time with the music. I just love it. I do it all the time.
I love it.
But yeah, Carol, I love that one. That's just one of my favorites. It's got such an amazing sound. I really love that wind chime. Yeah, and I decided to hang it in the house instead of outside. I have a pentonic one out front, but this one's special.
It is special. It's right above your head.
Right above my head. I keep it so I can just.
Jean Lorio says, I hear chimes very often when I'm listening to Teri or another great teacher, and I don't even have a wind chime in the house.
Oh, yeah.
I love that too, Jean. Yeah, that confirmation. Oh, and Stacy corrected me. She said 1992 was Andrew. Well, you know what? I'm date challenged, okay?
Right.
Yeah.
How do you expect me to keep up all these lifetimes I've lived?
I know, right? Well, I flunked out one course in college, and that course was history. And it was because the teacher, instead of like making it interesting about the events that happened, it was like you had to memorize all these dates. It's like, what date did this happen? What date did this happen? I'm like, who cares? It happened. Tell me about the happening.
Right, exactly. Student vomitus, shove it down your throat, and you throw it back up on a test. I hate that always. It's not a good model for learning, and that's what we've been doing for years, and it's no retention at all. So.
Yeah, none at all. And Sharon Boyle is asking to see the chime. She said she missed it.
Yeah, I was sticking my rocks in my pocket so I could pick up. I had my rocks on my computer there. Can you see it there?
Oh, beautiful view of it. Yes, I love those.
See it there, Sharon? Love the thing.
I love that.
Love it. It's just the simplest little thing. It just brings me such joy.
Absolutely. So there you go, Sharon Boyle. We like to make you happy. Oh my gosh, Sharon has been doing the most amazing sound healings.
Yes.
And every Wednesday at 11 o'clock, she's on playing her singing bowls and doing sound healing for us. And yeah, Stacy, your son was just 6 months old when Andrew came through. So you would remember that year for sure. Yeah, I don't remember years very well. They just come and go. It's like time, what's that? You know, don't know what time is. Oh, Sharon said that Gabby went to her special place for a few days.
Okay.
That's where she's at.
Yeah, can't blame her for that. I'm going to be heading up to mine here soon, either tomorrow or Sunday. I think my parents are going to come by tomorrow, so I look
Awesome.
forward to that, seeing them always. My mom's got me on some supplements. They've been big Neo-lifers. They take Neo-life, and for my birthday, she just, felt like I needed to start being a little healthier, which is always the case for anyone, I think. So I, for the first 3 days, it felt really rough because it was really detoxing me, but I've thoroughly enjoyed them. So they're going to come up Saturday. So I'll make it to the spot Sunday. I'm definitely going Tuesday. So, but go to that spot, find your spot, and just.
Absolutely. And enjoy that, Keri. I know that's going to be awesome for you.
Where's your spot, Teri? Where do you like to go?
My spot is the beach. Anywhere there's a beach. I love going in the morning, early morning, watching the sunrise, and I love sitting at night at the beach and listening to the waves. Yeah, that's me. And I love the Carolinas as well. I haven't been there. It's been about 7 years now since I've been up in the Carolina area, but that's a beautiful place to just go and be in nature. So it's about time for that again, I think. I need to do some journeying, so I've got to get myself 100% so that I can head out. And
the good thing is, just about any direction you want to go, you have to come through here.
You have to come through there, and I can't wait for a Keri hug again.
Oh, I'm going to hug you rotten.
I know, I can't wait for that. It's going to be so cool. We got to plan some time together, not just a hello, goodbye.
It's been too long. Too long.
Yeah, and Stacy says, when you're not stuck in the house, Teri, come up. We can go to New Smyrna. I love New Smyrna Beach. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Luann is with us. She just joined in. Hi, Luann.
Hi, Luann.
And Navriti just, she signed up for a day to come on and tell us more about mudras and about the saris, which I just can't wait to hear all of that.
Oh, that'll be
and
nice.
JT is also with us. And I did type in that it's time for prayer requests.
Okay.
Let me see what this is. Linda Lemieux says, animals will seek higher ground when a storm is coming, especially if you're by water. My cat used to go on top of the refrigerator. Dogs will burrow under something. Yeah, my cats used to try to get in the very corner of the room. So they would go behind a bookcase or something where I couldn't get to them. And they just go huddle up in the corner. Little signs that they give us.
I feel like a lot of times cats have more of a, I don't know, intuitive kind of a thing, even more so than dogs.
They really do.
I feel like they pick up on frequencies and vibrations and things a lot quicker than dogs do.
Yeah. Wendy's getting ready to leave us. Wendy, thank you for being here. And thank you for that wonderful poster you made with Keri this morning. And
thank you, Wendy. Have a great day, honey.
Every morning she makes us a poster about who's going to be on the show. And it's just an awesome thing that she does for us. Wendy, I hope you have a great day today.
That's what was so crazy with Wendy is, she and I have never met in person. It's just been these little exchanges here. And I don't remember the other day recently, I guess it might have been with Gabby or when we were doing that. We were kind of talking and going on. And I saw Wendy's wallpaper, described it to her. I was just like, I saw your wallpaper. I was like, I see gold embossed wallpaper. I see it plain as day. And I sent her a picture of the design and she sent me a picture of hers. It was pretty close. I was just like, never met her before in my life. Closed my eyes. It was like I was sitting in her living room. I saw her wallpaper bigger than life.
Well, you know what that's called. It does have a name.
No, what is it?
It's called remote viewing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's where you can actually go into that place. That the government actually uses people that are adept at doing remote viewing. They use them to look at places and look at crime scenes and figure out what's happening. I watched the most amazing video on that. And
Wow.
They had this guy in a room where he couldn't hear anything that was being said outside the room. They gave him a pad of paper and a pen, and they were sending him all of this information telepathically of a scenario, right? And he was supposed to like either draw out or write out what he was getting telepathically. So he started writing out all this stuff, and you could hear him, what he was saying. And he's trying to work through the process of what he's getting. And so he wrote all this stuff out, and he's describing everything. It was John F. Kennedy's assassination. He got it to a T. He didn't get who it was. He said it was somebody very important. And this person, he described the shot and when the bullet hit and where it hit and where it came from. It was amazing, Keri. I am so intrigued by all of this. And Linda Lemieux is one of the best that I know of doing this. She can find things. So when you lose something, just ask Linda. I do. I say, Linda, where is this? And I have to tell you a true story that happened. This was a few years ago. I don't remember what year it was. Somebody lost a set of keys, and they worked at a school. So these keys are a big key ring, and they opened the doors. It was like master keys that opened all the doors in the school. And they were going to be in big trouble because it would cost a lot of money to replace all those keys. So I immediately I said, I know somebody, hang on. So I contacted Linda, and I said, she's got to find these keys because they're going to have to pay all this money to replace them. So Linda saw the keys. She saw where they were, and she described what she was seeing, and they were there. They were in, she described a garbage can was nearby, and they were like done in a pocket, and that's where they were. And the lady was able to find the keys and get them returned. It was the most amazing experience. And now Linda says she's taking a course in remote viewing.
Ooh, I want to know about that. That's the first time it's ever really happened to me, like that I acknowledged it, that I recognized.
That you knew of.
We hadn't been talking on that. I think it was this show when Gabby was on. I can't remember. It's been a week or so. But during that meditation or during that prayer time, you were saying, what do you see? And I was like, gold wallpaper, very embossed gold wallpaper.
Yeah. I love it myself. I've done some of the exercises, and Joseph Labruto, who Stacy works for, he did a class where you had to take an envelope that had a picture in it, and you were supposed to like really focus in and see what you could pick up, from that picture that was inside of your envelope.
Oh, wow.
Very interesting stuff. I love all of this. I just love it. And Sally said she loves doing remote viewing. It is an amazing experience. Absolutely.
I'd like to hear more about that, most definitely.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Well, I guess it's kind of like your third eye too. Like, you see folks who can walk into a room and they're blindfolded several times. And then they change things around, and then that person can tell you everything that they see and like see the room clearly. Oh, yeah. And there's no way they can see the room. Right. And if you walk into a room 5 seconds, you're not going to remember everything, especially if you move it around. So I have seen people do that.
Yeah, Linda says, it's like if you close your eyes, you can see your own kitchen, only it's someone else's place. Yeah. And I asked Linda to help me find my planner that I had lost. And she was seeing it, but it was places where I had it sitting. So, and I knew what she was seeing when she was telling me that. And good news, as soon as the show was over yesterday, I have an external keyboard for my computer. I picked up the keyboard. It was underneath the keyboard. This was immediately after the show. And I had searched my house. I had searched the car. I called the hospital to see if I'd left it there. Could not find this until the end of that show yesterday. And there it was. Yeah. And Diana just joined us. Good morning, sweetheart. Thank you for showing up.
Good morning. Good morning.
And we are getting some prayer requests in. I did type in Shantae's name. I have a dear friend. She's like a daughter to me. She calls me mama, and I call her my daughter. She has been in the hospital for a couple of days now, and she'll probably be in there for a couple of weeks because they're trying to figure out what the heck is going on with her. She's so sick, and she can't even raise her head up. She can't move her head, her neck. There's a lot of pain that she's in. So let's please lift her up. And I asked her, I said, well, you're going to be in there for a couple of weeks. So can we send you some love and prayers? And can we send you some cards to lift your vibration? And she agreed. So I will be putting the address into our group. We do what's called letters of love to people that are in need of extra uplifting. And so let's do that. Let's send Shantae. She's such a beautiful, beautiful young woman. Let's send her some love. And her kids are scared. Her husband's scared. She's a newlywed. She got married back in February on Valentine's Day.
Wow.
So let's send her some love. And also Sherry Myers for her and her mother, Sylvia, who's getting ready to transition. That's a really
definitely hard time. Prayers for Sherry.
Yeah.
And her mom, Sylvia.
Yes. And who else do we have? Perchetta asked special prayers for Teri for lots of love, good health, and happiness. Thank you. And prayers for Tracy, David, Prachir, Annika, and Vanya. And good health prayers for Claire's son, for Tony, and for Wendy. Thank you. Thank you. Such a beautiful, compassionate prayer.
Very much so. And praises, we can't just always just request. We have to praise too. That's the other side of that coin. So I definitely want to praise that my good neighbor is going home after weeks and weeks and weeks in the hospital, after crashing on the table twice. The rare form of cancer that she has. God heals. That's just that. God heals. Praises for your recovery and feeling better, and praises for the ability to do this. People forget we live in this country and we have a right to do this, and it is a privilege. And I am so thankful that I get to be with my soul family and start my day this way. So I just, that's my prayer request today, is that we praise and that we're thankful and just have that heart of that childlike wonder of, wow, this is happening and we get to watch it. So that's my praises for today.
That's what got me through this week, Keri. All the prayers and all the messages I got from people that were praying for me and lifting me up. And, Sharon Boyle did a special blessing for me. And it's like, hello, you guys are so awesome. Thank you. Thank you. And I have another friend that was just diagnosed with COVID. So, lifting her up, putting her in the circle. She doesn't want her name being put out there, but she's somebody that has been online. She hasn't been on here with me, but she does watch, and sending her lots of love. She's close by to me, so I keep in touch with her. And then she said that her cat got it from her. I didn't realize that the animals could
get it. I had heard that animals could catch it. I had heard that.
Yeah, so she's worried about her cat now. And Carol Allen says, prayers for my friend Gail recovering from surgery, please. Absolutely. Jean Lorio, prayers for our whole Angelic River family and for my 26-year-old cat who has been in the closet since the new flu. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yes, that's a long time for a cat to live, Jean.
A long time.
You have been blessed.
Very blessed.
Yes, and like I was saying yesterday, if you get any signs at all that there's something going on that's not right in your body, please be checked. Because I did find out that there is a new strain of flu that's coming out of China right now, and it's going to be, from what I understand, it's going to spread quickly. So make sure you get checked if there's any symptoms at all. And rev up the vitamin C, people.
Exactly.
Vitamin C, and the one of my friends brought me Echinacea. Yes. And she said to use that anytime that you start feeling sick, but many people can't use that because it is a flower. So there's a lot of people that are allergic to that.
Allergic to it, yeah. I don't know what I'd do without my supplements. Like, I have just become dependent upon them. I really enjoy. I think it's made a definite difference in my life. Absolutely.
It does. I don't take pills, but if I can drink an herbal tea, and drink the vitamin C, I'm good.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And Lillian says, prayers for everyone here, for my mother and my family and myself, and for Mother Earth. And I don't see Deirdre on here, but she always adds in peace on earth, world peace, of course. So we'll put that in the mix as well. And we did go over time to start the prayers. So let's go ahead and do this. Lifting up like Keri said, not just the request, but lifting up praise this morning. Let's start with that.
Yay.
Go
I like a
into
good praise.
go into our hearts and bring in that gratitude. Take a deep breath in of gratitude. Just say thank you. Thank you, God, for being so wonderful and listening to us and guiding us. And you're always, always letting us know how loved we are. It's shown in just being able to take a breath, being able to get up and welcome a new day and know that we're not alone. We are not alone on this journey called life, this human life that we're in this 3D world. And we all are here for that same purpose, to love each other, to lift each other, and to share that love with each other, to see each other as we truly are. And that is my prayer every day, that we can acknowledge that we're all one. We're all part of God. We're all fragments of the divine. So let's see each other that way right now and lift each other and say thank you to each other. That's why we have the tradition that we do every morning, is to show gratitude to each other. And let's show gratitude for answered prayer. I'm so grateful that I'm feeling better. I'm grateful that I'm able to be here with you in the morning, to smile and to laugh and to just see all of your beautiful words of love. And to see your words of love to each other, that warms my heart. How all of us just embrace the others as family. Doesn't matter what we look like or where we live or the language that we speak or the color of our skin. We are family. And let's give a lot of gratitude for that. Let's really immerse ourselves in that joy of knowing that we are all one. We are all together. You're no different from me. We may look a little different in this human skin, but you're no different on the inside. That place that's inside your heart center, that's where our spirits reside. And when we get in touch with that, we're able to see the spirit in each other. And let's do that right now. Let's open up to everyone that's gathered here. And let's say that namaste. The spirit that's in me sees the spirit that's in you. And we are one. We are the same. Thank you, God, for those answered prayers, that we can see each other and we can lift each other and love each other unconditionally. I am so grateful for this time together. I'm grateful for each one of you that comes on here, that shares in this love, that shares your life and shares your experiences. Let's hold each other tight right now as we begin to feel that love traveling from the top of our head to the tip of our toes, all of our chakras being immersed in love and gratitude. Kuan Yin tells us that love is the energy that heals, and that's what is healing so many of us right now through this time that we're in, this time of chaos and anxiety and the heaviness out in the world. If we stay in that place of love, that's what we're going to feel. Even when the world starts to look a little daunting, when things start getting dark, we can open up our heart and find the light that's there that needs to shine into that darkness. So let's give each other a big hug as we're gathered here this morning, holding each other with arms entwined. And let's call in our angels to surround us as we do so. Our little circle that's gathered gets bigger when the angels come in. They expand it out by expanding the love. So thank you, Raphael. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Gabriel. And thank you, Uriel, for bonding us together, keeping us grounded, keeping us balanced. Oh, breathe in that. Breathe in, I am that I am. I am that. I am love. I am you, and you are me. And then breathe in again that healing energy. If there's any place inside of you that needs healing, not just physical, but any place that's emotional, that's mental, that's spiritual, that's in need of uplifting, breathe it right in there. If there's a little anxiety, if there's a little anger in there, or a whole lot maybe, just breathe right into that place. Breathe into the fear so that it can be released. You have to feel it to heal it. So bring it up to be healed and then release it out of you. And now that we're immersed in all of this love energy, let's lift up the prayer request. Lift up the prayer request and see each one that was put in our circle as perfect, not needing to be fixed, just needing that insight and that special touch that comes from loving each other. And as our dear, dear Marietta tells us, everything is working perfectly. And if we open our eyes to that and see everything in its perfection, we're able to share the positive, we're able to share the love, and know with faith and with trust that God has us. We're not alone. So see each of these prayers that were brought forth today in its perfection, asking God to shine white light so that everything can be illuminated and we can see the perfection in what we as humans call the imperfection. And take another deep breath in, and let's ask for all these prayer requests to be lifted, for each one to be sent with love to our Creator, to God, Source Energy, knowing that we can let it go. We don't have to hold the attachment to the outcome. We can let that go with love. And now with that lightness that we're feeling, hold that love, breathe it in again, breathe it into your heart. Because what you give away comes back to you. So let's give some of that love right now to each other. As you hold one person in the group in your mind's eye, maybe it's just their name. Maybe you don't know their voice or their face. Just doesn't matter. You're part of them and they're part of you. And just say to that person, I love you. And breathe it back in. Breathe in the love. And let's all give that love to each other. Let's give some gratitude to each other again. Really lift each other up with a thank you. And then let's send a big I love you to everyone gathered here. Keri, would you like to lead us in our heart telephone?
Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you. I love you.
I love you all so much.
Love you, love you, love you. Namaste, y'all.
This is I love you in sign language. I love you. We had beautiful, beautiful people that came in during that prayer. Thank you for being here. Marietta, I'm going to get you on this show, honey. People need to know your love. They need to know your wisdom.
It's not bad. It's not hard.
It's not bad at all.
You just go on with it. So one of the only places you can truly just be yourself.
That's it. We just sit and talk. We're just having a cup of tea together, right? Or coffee, whatever your choice is.
Water or juice or nothing at all, whatever.
Oh, look at you, Carol Allen. I love that. She did the little symbol for I love you. Yay. We went way over this morning and my voice is giving out. So I'm going to get off of here. I love you all so much. And thank you for your prayers, for your love, for this family. We are family. Sing it, Keri. We
We
are
are
family.
family. I got all my sisters and brothers with me.
We sure do. Oh my gosh, I love you all. And Jean says she's scared to come on. Jean, there is nothing to be afraid of.
I was too, and these ladies have always, they'll hold you right in the palm of their hands. I promise you. I'll get fallout from this. I don't care. Let it fall. At least it'll get them thinking.
That's
Just
right.
think of it that way. It's real hard to get over your own ego, and I'm afraid too. I get it. I totally get it, love. But I'm telling you, somebody needs to hear it, and that's your calling.
Absolutely.
That's why you're afraid, because they're trying to keep you from it. So you got to bust through it. And we're going to be praying that you do.
We are, absolutely. Have a blessed day, everyone. Stay in that place of love. Stay in your heart. That's where the love is. That's where our connection is with each other. So that's how you know you're never alone. When you can breathe in and connect, you're never alone.
Never.
I love you all. And our Deirdre took us out of here with her namaste,
Hey,
y'all.
y'all.
I love that. Bye, everybody. Keri, I love you so much.
I love you, sister, very, very much.
Thank
Everyone
you
have
for
a wonderful day and a blessed day.
Bye, everybody.